Now welcome Corey Cromray from Minocqua, Wisconsin. Corey, did I pronounce that correctly?
Shane, you absolutely did.
Outstanding, outstanding. We are so thankful to be able to talk with you today. Now, Corey, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, Shane, I come from humble beginnings. Come from a background, growing up in northern Wisconsin. Never came from a rich family or anything like that. Just, always worked hard for what I achieved in life. And, growing up, I was just always taught, if anything, just to work hard for what I wanted. And, landed me a job at 14. And, I just kind of, didn't really apply myself to the whole school thing. I thought they were teaching me nonsense. And I guess later down the road, I actually believed that was true. But anyways, I started working when I was 14 years old, and I was washing cars, and I learned how to have a full-time job, and I'd work during the summer when I was off from school. And and then I decided that there was ways to make more money out there. So I actually entered the construction field, and I was pretty young, 16, 17 years old, and I actually did that for the rest of my life until I entered this industry, this magical industry of network marketing. But, I've had a lot of struggles in my life. I've been through a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and, I've made a lot of good decisions along the way. And it's kind of ended me up to where I'm at today. And I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that it's the struggle that makes a person who they really are.
Outstanding, and thank you so much for sharing that. Now, you've done some things lately that some folks would consider, just plain crazy, off your rocker, financial suicide, all sorts of stuff. Now, we're going to get to that in a minute, but paint a picture for us. If you and I talked about a week ago, what was going on?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was in my second network marketing company, and I was with that company for about a year, and I was actually starting to get to a point where I hit a pretty significant level of success. I mean, success to me is not really about, the type of income that you're producing, the type of lifestyle that you're living. It's basically when you're aligned with all your values, and basically I had all my eggs in one basket. I just knew that I had my hands on something that was literally going to create a big legacy in my life. And I was extremely proud of it. And I put everything I had into it. And I was just 100% in this other business, and it was actually a previous coffee business. And, there's things out there. There's actually a really good quote that I heard not too long ago. It was actually by Viktor Frankl, and it said, we do not find our purpose, we detect it. And something got placed into my life. You know what I mean? Something got placed into my life, and it completely changed the course and direction that I was about to take. And that's kind of what landed me into this position where I'm in today.
Interesting. Okay. So that's great. So that kind of brings us up to a few days ago. You made a pretty big decision. Tell us kind of what happened and how that whole thing went down.
Well, to tell you the truth, and to kind of elaborate on your previous question as well, I was at a point in my life where I just knew that I was going to become very successful with what I was doing. I was pulling in some pretty significant income, and a lot of people, think I'm kind of crazy because how could you just give all that up? How could you give up everything you've worked for so hard and start over brand new? Just start over from scratch at the ground floor. I mean, how could you do that? And obviously what happened to me is I was actually plugged into Troy Dewey's website, MLMHelpDesk.com. I've been a fan of his for years, and I heard him just extraordinarily excited about this company that was going to be launching. And that company was VitaCup International. And that's kind of what happened to me, a few days ago. I learned about this new company, and the only reason I looked into it was because I thought I have to know what my competition is. I'm a very big competitor, and I want to have the answers for everything. So when one of my distributors comes up to me and says, what's this new company all about? Oh, no. I can tell them, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. This is what's going on, and they're trying to do this. But actually what I found actually changed my whole entire heart set, my whole entire mindset to what I was doing. And I said, is this one of those things that God has just placed in my life, and now he's going to make me, make one of these crazy decisions again? And that's kind of what happened to me. I started looking into the company, and I realized that they were doing something very similar to what I was already doing. They had a health and wellness product that was coffee. And now, obviously, once I learned about coffee, business, okay, just period, the coffee industry, I realized that this is where I would be forever. And that's why I thought I was going to be with that previous company forever. But I looked at this one, and the product was just that much better. The compensation plan was just that much better. And I looked at the leadership, and I got connected with the leadership of the company right away, and I realized from my position where I was at in the previous company to the position that I've taken, the position of equity I've taken with this one, the leadership is just that much better. And that's kind of what landed me in this position right now.
Interesting, very interesting. So obviously you made the move to VitaCup International, and I know you're really excited about it. So tell me, where do you see your future with VitaCup?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm looking and I'm evaluating. Now I've studied company upon company upon company upon company. Once I got opened up to the wide world of network marketing per se, I started learning that, I'm not going to always just be happy right here because there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of companies out there. And when I was with my first company, I was extremely happy there. Don't get me wrong. That first company was awesome. It implemented so many good, strong principles and foundations in my life that I literally patterned my whole entire life after what I learned. And if it wasn't for that first company, I wouldn't even be where I'm at in my life today. I always think with people, if it wasn't for that first company, I'd probably be dead or in prison. I mean, that's just the passive life that I was taking. It was just horrible. My life was horrible. And I got introduced to the wide world of leadership through this industry. Now, I think this industry is the best industry in the world for creating leaders, okay? So, it's kind of a process that I went through, and then I realized there's a lot of things out there that I could actually start exploring. I don't have to make this my home, and that took me into the next company that I was in. What I realized was that I was dealing with a luxury item in that previous company. And when I looked at a coffee company, I said, I'm dealing with a necessity. I'm dealing with the #1 addiction in America, a multi-daily consumable. And what I actually started to evaluate was that this is the largest marketable product to the largest community out there in business, period, okay, the coffee drinking community. So what I found with VitaCup is that, in another company, and I'm not saying the company was bad, the company was fantastic and the leadership was outstanding. But guess what? It was very hard for the little guy to win. Even if he had such an easy vehicle as coffee, I mean, everybody can relate to it, it was still hard to hit the achievement, the level of success that everybody admires in that company. Now in that company, people would strive to become a diamond, okay, a diamond. And they would be doing about $200,000 in sales volume on the qualifying month, okay? They had to have 5 personals on each team that were all qualified as consultants or above, okay? So basically, if you weren't a good recruiter, you just weren't going to move forward in that company. I mean, yeah, you could hit a certain level of success. People can hit, that level where they're pulling in an extra $2,000 to $5,000 a month. But the people who are pulling in the big bucks, the 20, 30, 40,000, 100,000, 200,000, what I saw about them was they were actually positioned in the beginning. Okay, they were positioned in the beginning, and they just had a little bit more incentive, And what I also noticed about that company was that even the people who achieved the rank of diamond, okay, I mean, of course I could hit the rank of diamond if I bought $10,000 worth of coffee. You know what I mean? I just saw some things there that I didn't really like too much. You know what I mean? But I just knew that that was my best option in life at that point, okay? I look at what VitaCup International was doing, and I had to make a big decision. Am I willing to give up all this work that I've put into this for the last year? Am I willing to give it all up and start something new? So, I just had to get down on my knees and humble myself and say, God, I need you to deliver some answers to me. And the first thing that popped into my head was, I always talk about when you live your life and you get to the end and you're sitting on your deathbed, if you could do 2 things differently, what would they be? And the top 2 responses are, I would have spent more time with family and I would have taken more risks in life. So what I said was, this is just that risk that God put in front of me that I need to take. I need to take it, and I need to go into it. And if I have to start over, that's fine, okay? Because what I found was the leadership of VitaCup. I believed in it so much in just a few days of being connected with, the CEO, Mr. Jeff Mack, Master Distributor, Mr. Lewis Cruz, the field leadership and mentorship of yourself. I looked at that and I was like, I've been here for 3 days, and I feel like I'm home. I feel stronger about this opportunity than I've ever felt about anything in my life. And then I started evaluating the other leadership that it's attracted. And I mean, this thing isn't even launched yet. And you have Mr. Jody Humphrey. Now, this gentleman and his father have built a team of over 1 million people in previous companies. Obviously, their leadership and what they implement into their culture is obviously where they're taking this company. When I heard Troy Dooley say, I strongly believe that this will be the next billion-dollar company, and I started evaluating the products, started evaluating the compensation plan, started evaluating everything that they were doing, the marketing system and everything they had in place, that was great. But when I looked at the leadership, I said, they have something here. Now, it takes, a person who's been through a lot of stuff to know when they have a good leader. Now, time tells, obviously, but I've been around them way too much to know if I'm dealing with a fake. When you go through a leadership process in your life, you know if somebody's faking it to make it, or if they're faking it, to persuade you into doing something you don't want to do, or if they're for real. And what I found was that the leadership team that they had established for this company, I believed in it. And now I believe in it even more, and I realized that they're willing to put out everything on the line to help anybody succeed. And I looked at the compensation model, and the compensation model intrigued me so much because you could literally have one person on one team and one person on another team that order $50 worth of coffee per month and go all the way to the top rank in the compensation plan. I have never seen that before. I've never seen a compensation plan where you can literally have two people that order the monthly minimum, and you can go all the way to gold ambassador level or the top level. A lot of other companies out there have the black diamonds and the crown diamonds. But with two people that only order $50 worth of coffee, you can maximize the compensation plan. That blew me away. What else I saw was that, obviously once I got introduced to my previous company, I was introduced to a binary that also pays unilevel. I really like that, okay? I really like that a lot because you're getting paid off both your legs, and you're also getting paid on top of it another incentive bonus off your lesser legs. I really like that in the industry. Now, a lot of networkers out there are going to know what I'm talking about, okay? But what I've seen with the company I was in is they paid 9 generations in depth. And basically to get to that 9th generation, you get some crazy levels, okay? And the first 3 generations of that company paid 5%. The next 2 generations of that company paid 4%. The next 2 paid 3%. And then 2% and 1%, okay? And that's where it stopped. I look at this company, and they're paying 5% on the first 8 generations. That's unheard of in this industry. That's crazy to me, okay? When they're paying on top of a binary, and then they pay 2% on the next couple levels. And the thing is that in order to max that out in the previous company I was with, you're looking at probably having about 12,000 people in your business that are making the monthly minimum. I looked at this company, and I evaluated and plugged in the same numbers, and it would be 4,000. So 4,000 people ordering $50 worth of coffee to maximize the comp versus 12,000 to maximize the comp with the same purchase order. I said it was just literally a no-brainer to me. Now I'm talking, multiple 6-figure incomes at that point. So obviously, if someone out there is listening and say, oh, I can never have 4,000 people in my business, well, I'm going to tell you right now, this thing hasn't even launched yet. I've taken a position about 5-6 days ago. There's like 800,000 people probably in our team already. And I'm just looking at this like, are you kidding me right now? This thing hasn't even taken off yet. And I have basically, built the whole team that I had established previously, in a week, And it's like, I looked at that and I said, man, this is the real deal. You know what I mean? The marketing system this company has set up, you really just got to get into it to understand. But obviously that anybody that takes a position of equity will really see the benefits of what I'm seeing. But another thing that you got to really look at is what's my product? Because obviously I have this large community to market to. But is my product going to be suitable for their needs? Okay. I think the biggest thing that I've ever learned in my life is what kind of value can I create in your life? Because if I can't give you any added value, then you have no reason to do business with me. You have no reason to taste or try my products at all. But if I have something that's very unique, that nobody else has, that nobody else will ever have, I have my hands on something good. And I looked at the product, and I looked at the herbs that they were using versus the herbs that the previous company I was using, and it literally dwarfed it. Not only the compensation plan dwarfed the other one, but the product dwarfed the other one. The leadership from the position I was in that other company and the leaders that I had to look to, and I look at the leaders that I have right now in my life, I feel like this is the biggest blessing that I've ever received from God ever in my life. And I just feel truly honored to be a part of something that's going to be so huge and create the global legacy that we're about to create.
Wow, wow. So, I mean, it really sounds like you've got a super bright future here at VitaCup. Now, tell me this. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of folks out there that either have some MLM background or some network marketing background, like yourself, or maybe some people that really don't. Give me some advice to anybody else looking for an opportunity like this.
Okay. The number one thing I'm going to say right now is it's not a pyramid scam. Okay. I'm so sick of hearing it. And actually, I'm going to tell you a good story. When I got introduced to this industry, the smartest person I knew that was educated on business was my mother. And I took it to my mom. Okay. And that company was a great company. I took it to my mom and she says, Corey, that's one of those pyramid scams. Don't give them any money. They're out to get your money. And I said, oh, okay. Now here I was all pumped up, man. I'm going to be a millionaire. This is great. I finally can get out of this struggle life that I'm living right now. And now you just crush my drink. But what I realized is you don't know what you don't know. And this gentleman actually sat down with me. His name is Craig Weberg, and he's one of my best friends, and he's like a father to me, okay? And he'll always be one of my best friends. And he sat down with me, and he showed me how it wasn't a pyramid. And then I realized that everything around me is a pyramid. Corporate America is a pyramid. I mean, you look at any company out there, you have one CEO, then you have a CMO, a COO, a CFO, CMO, your O's, and then you got your VPs, your RVPs, you got your district managers, your area managers, your managers, your assistant managers, your supervisors, your employees. Now, do you think the employees make more money than the CEO? No. So it's a pyramid. They don't even make more money than the supervisors or the managers. The managers don't make more money than the CFOs or the CMOs. It's a pyramid, okay? Corporate America is the biggest pyramid scam that's out there, and yet 95% of America fall for it every single day. And then you provide an opportunity to them to get out of it, and they say, oh, that's one of those pyramid scams. You know what? I just tell people all the time, you don't know what you don't know, so let me show you, okay? And even if they were out there and they were very successful in their career and they could get to the top of where they're at, I would ask them this question. Is it worth getting to the top? Is it worth? What's at the top? I know we're about to be $1 billion company in the next 5 years with VitaCup International. What's at the top? I don't know. How big can you dream? How big can you dream? Where do you see yourself? $1 million a month? Is that what you want? Or $500 a month? What is it? You can get anything you want here. You can achieve the most significant lifestyle you want here. And the power of this industry, if you're willing to put in the work, you could out-earn anybody, whether they're positioned before you or positioned after you. It doesn't matter. You can win right here, and you can make the decision to go to the top. That's the thing here. $1 billion company, okay, about to be $1 billion company in 5 years, and you can get to the top. So my question to you would be, are you willing to do something different to achieve a different result in your life? Because you're going to keep working the exact same job every single day for 40 hours a week for 40, 45 years, maybe even 50 years of your life, and you're going to retire on about 40% of your income. A lot of people don't look to the end, and they say, what is my life going to be like at the end if I keep continuing this? Maybe they're getting a 2 to 5% increase in their wages every year. I highly doubt it, maybe. But the cost of inflation is going up 10 to 20% a year, so they're losing buying power every year, and pretty soon they're going to get so far down the road, and they're going to say, it's too late. What am I going to do? I just spent 100,000 hours of my life working for something, and now I have to work until I die. Because if people are banking on Social Security out there, in the next 3 to 5 years, there's just no doubt about it. I mean, if you just study any facts, period, now people say, oh, that can never happen. It's going to go bankrupt, okay? The average Social Security check out there today is $1,147. You have 73 to 75 million people retiring in the next 3 years. The baby boomers, where are they at? They're ready to retire, okay? So you mean to tell me that on average, we're going to pay out $73 to $75 billion a month when our economy is trillions of dollars in debt? Not happening. Oh, but it's the younger generation that's going to kick in that money. Well, I don't know how 25 million working people can pay 75 million people's retirements. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Oh, but the 401ks, they're going up. Of course 401ks are going to go up when you inflate money and dump billions of dollars that you print out of thin air into the market. Of course it's going to go up, but it's false hope. If you want something that you can really hold on to and something where you can truly leave a legacy for yourself and your family forever and ever, willed to generation to generation to generations to come, you can do that right here with VitaCup International, and I'd be more than happy to help you.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, obviously, and it sounds like, you are in the beginning of building something amazing. So tell people, how can they join you? How can they be a part of this?
Well, Shane, I'm going to tell you something, just like I told a good friend of mine the other day. I'm in a position in my life right now where I can reach out to so many people and help improve so many lives. It's not about the coffee. It's not about the compensation plan. It's about getting into someone's life and saying, listen, I understand what you're going through right now because I've been there, okay? I was just a construction worker. I've been there. I've been at the bottom of the barrel numerous times. I've been on the last knot of the rope hanging on by my fingernails, okay? But guess what? There's always tomorrow. And people get through the struggles that they endure in their life. And I'm willing to come into your life, each and every one of you, and I'm going to help you. Okay? I know you don't know how to do this business. And if you do, and if you are a networker, I'm just going to tell you right here, you're going to have a good, solid home here. But if you're not a networker and you don't know too much about the industry, I'm going to tell you right now, you can win here. Whether you know how to do this or not, that's what I'm here for. Okay? That's what our leadership team is here for. That's what, Mr. Jeff Mack, CEO, is here for. Mr. Jody Humphrey is here for. Okay? Our master distributor, Mr. Louis Cruz, okay, Chris Finella, Shane Zussman, who I'm actually having the privilege of being on this interview with you right now. We're here for you. We know how to do this business, okay? We know how to do this business. This business was founded by network marketers, okay, that have, huge track records. I'll just give you, Mr. Jeff Mack, CEO of the company, has done over $90 million in sales through his organizations at previous companies, okay? So Jody Humphrey has put 1 million people in one of his businesses. Do you think that the leadership is here? Absolutely. So right now, you can actually take a position of equity with our company for free. You can check everything out. You can see what we're all about. You can get on corporate calls and conference calls. But most importantly, you get to lock in your position right now. In any type of lifestyle you want to achieve, like I said, whether it's $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, or $1 million a month, you can achieve it right here, and we're willing to help you.